For spring, bling was in the air. This time though, the shades were that of gold. All the gold though was not as glittery as we expected. The gold was seen in dirty tones like antique gold, tones of brass. Shades are great for when you want to dress up for the evening. It's a very dressy look. So you could have like a gold sequin top, or you could have like a gold sequin dress. You could also get metallic colored fabrics and make a dress out of it. You could also try like skirts with sequins in gold, in like dull shades of gold, and so on. You could also try this whole grubby gold look in your day outfits. So look for t-shirts that have got like foil print in this dull gold, or you could look for t-shirts that have got minimalistic gold sequins on it. A lot of men around here make the mistake of wearing these really flashy, shiny, metallic colored jigna shirts. This is just plain awful. Please don't do that. If you're a guy and if you've got such items in your wardrobe, today itself you must please just burn these shirts. If you want to get in this whole metallic gold trend, however, you could look for t-shirts with foil prints, which are basically metallic colored prints, and you find a lot of graphic-y nice designs in the market with this. I'm really liking Jennifer Love Hewitt's dress. It's gold, it's got sleeves, and I completely love the nice little black belt with the antique gold butterfly on it. I think the outfit is really classy. We've got singer Vanessa Hudgens also wearing like a grubby gold dress. Her dress is sequined and it's got like a border on the bottom bit of it. It's short, it's sexy, and it's completely suiting this young singer. We've got Kangana Ranaut who's wearing this grubby gold dress. It's like a corseted style dress. The dress is nice, but the straps on the dress is a little weird. It's got almost a leopard-like looking print on it. Other than the straps, I think the dress is really nice and it looks good on her. Matangi is the voice of so many Tamil songs, it's unbelievable. You see her on so many stage performances, you've seen her on TV, and she sings beautifully, and she has a thing or two to say about fashion. So take a look. As a popular singer, Matangi, you've done a lot of stage shows and performances and all. So how do you go about selecting the kind of clothes that you wear for these shows?
Whenever I'm doing a show, I usually ask a few questions about what kind of backdrop there's going to be, so that I'm not like in the same colors and only my face is showing. So usually I ask those questions. If there is a live band, or there are people who are going to be accompanying me, or there is not just me on the stage, I make sure I probably have a word with them as to what they're going to be wearing as well, so that we don't look ridiculous on stage together. As far as possible, I ask these questions. So that's a standard line of inquiry, so to speak. Clothes are also dependent on whether it's indoors, whether it's going to be air conditioning, or there isn't going to be, or it's going to be outdoors, which place. Sometimes cotton works better because then you sweat, especially if it's going to be like a really hot place down, maybe in some interiors of Tamil Nadu, for instance, in a place which is like kind of cut off, and we've got a lot of village folk kind of attending the show and things like that. So a little more conservative. Now conservative in the sense not like a sari and all, because it's difficult to move around. But maybe slightly more conservative. I'm conservative any which ways. I mean, I don't wear sleeveless and I don't wear really funky clothing. I don't think it suits my body. I need to lose a lot more weight for that. But yeah, a little more conservative for shows which are probably in the city and again outdoors where it's going to be hot. Again, maybe the choice would be cotton. I have a favorite brand. It's called Remanica, which does a lot of cotton work with. It's got a lot of kadhai ka kaam and stones and whatever, but it's all done in proper cotton. So various kinds of cotton. So that's a little easier to work on. Or what we call as the banyan material, which kind of works well, but it's got a lot of stone work and embroidery.
Something that's got the presence.
Yeah, got this thing. A little more Indo-ethnic, maybe a combination. Maybe it could be a kurti with a jean or something of that sort. That's preferable usually.
So when you're doing like playback, then you don't have to worry about any of these things, right?
Playback, absolutely chilled out. I mean, just hair pulled up, glasses, no, not even lenses, not even kajal or lipstick. Just go in and just focus on the song. So. And it's important to be comfortable. So a lot of times your outside temperature is quite high and inside the studio it's very cold. So I usually make sure that there's got something warm on my foot. And if required, I always carry something to cover myself in case I feel it's too cold. Because then you'll go in and out of the different temperatures and you'll catch a cold.
You'll catch a cold, And that's all good for your voice.
Exactly. So more for that, more to kind of make sure the voice is okay.
So do you get fans telling you, asking you about where you buy your clothes from, or someone?
Not fans. People don't usually write into me asking about my clothes. They comment on the fact that I look nice on TV or. I mean, in 2005 and 6 I did a program called Sangamam, which was largely about. I mean, I was the anchor and my guests were all playback singers, fellow playback singers. of course, the people who are youngsters who just come into the industry, to my colleagues, to super seniors and legends. So all were on the show. So the producer of the show had told me that people would write in asking where the pants from and where the shirts are from. And I had what do you call, people who had sponsored my clothing. Part of my clothing was mine, but large part of it was sponsored. So when I'd go to the shop to pick up for the next schedule, they'd say, hey, by the way, this one was... people came in to ask
for that.
Payment came in. So that's how I get to know that, okay, people are actually giving so much attention to what I'm wearing in my ears and what's on. So that's interesting. And people do remember, you know, the people who do kind of ask, hey, you'd worn this. I mean, I'm like, even I might not have remembered. I might have repeated a leather pant after like, say, a year. And they're like, oh, in this show, you had worn this and you had this in your ears. It's like, really? Maybe I should maintain a logbook.
So does that worry you, like when you're dressing up, if you're making a public appearance?
I'm not worried necessarily. But yeah, it's difficult. It's very difficult to kind of have that kind of array of clothes, and you'll have to keep flushing out clothes every now and then. It's a fairly tiresome and expensive proposition. So it's very difficult because there are a lot of things which I'd like to wear every day. There are things which I don't want to kind of give away till it kind of is in such a position that I really have to give it away. Yeah, till it kind of gets there. So I do have a wardrobe full of those tees that I love and those ganjis that I really love and things like that, so I don't give those away. But yeah, for the rest of the wardrobe, it does become an issue sometimes that you can't keep repeating. You can't like if you're doing on 3 channels at a certain program and you've appeared with the same clothes everywhere, then it becomes slightly awkward. Not that I would have a problem, but I know it does become a little awkward. So yeah. But when you have sponsorship, there's no problem. Yeah. From different sponsors, so there's no problem. So you get to just pick your clothes. You get to pick your clothes, and of course they get it's like a display of their clothes.
So what's your take on these stars who've got stylists who especially design what they're wearing, like things like that?
For them, they're in that particular business, so I think it's important.
Okay.
They are under the radar all the time. So each to their own. There are people who are not so conscious, some people who are, and they all look damn good. So.
So would you ever be, ever want to like get a stylist to advise you? Would you be okay with somebody else telling you what would look good on you or what you should wear?
I do know to an extent what, if I know the person and they've come with those kind of references where we know who they worked with, obviously they know their job. So it would depend on the kind of setup that we are in, and if that particular program requires that that much particularness, so to speak, of every nail and every hair being in its place, and in terms of their scheme of things, they would understand lighting better, and because makeup and clothes are large time a function of what kind of studio setup you're getting and what kind of lighting you're getting and things like that. So they would understand those kind of technicalities better than me. So I would definitely allow them to go ahead and take a call. But if I know for sure that a particular certain color just I can't handle it. Maybe not necessarily, maybe it will look good on camera, but when I'm wearing it, maybe I'm slightly finding it awkward to wear it, then I would express my concern that, I'm just finding it a little awkward to maybe be sitting in something which is maybe fluorescent canary yellow or something of that sort. But a lot of times I've noticed that something that you were not very comfortable wearing looks fabulous on screen when you see the program being aired. So that's really important, that it looks good when it's being aired.
Earlier you mentioned that you like Remanica and all that. Is there any other brands that you
Remanica I love for their ethnic wear, like I said. They've in fact come out with a newest series which I recently bought, so that's good. For example, this shirt is from a place called Show Off, which is which is in Chennai. It's there. Actually, this one's from Bangalore.
Okay.
So they have this thing, and Brigade Road is a great place to shop. You can keep walking down and find stuff that you want to pick up. Commercial Street is a great place. So Bangalore is like a great place to shop as well. In Chennai, I have 2 amazing designers who custom make my stuff. Yeah, I usually don't get clothes my size very easily. I have really broad shoulders, so. And not that I'm very tall, I'm a little over 5'7", but sometimes the length is an issue. Okay. So yeah, I custom make a lot of my stuff. A large part of my wardrobe is custom made.
Oh, that's great. So, malls are a blessing for all these Vele log. It's such a great place to go shopping or window shopping. You can catch up with friends there, or you could just go to malls just to escape the summer heat in the air-conditioned halls. Well, I obviously love malls, but what about our general janta?
I think a few malls in the city is probably a good idea. For instance, just now we were looking around for a mall, so we could probably sit down and either have a drink or, go around, have a look. Basically, some kind of entertainment, because the city looks a little dull without any malls.
You get variety of brands Then people who have to hang out would get some space to hang out. You can shop for a long time than being locked to just one shop with just one brand or two brands.
ഷോപ്പിംഗ് മാൾസ് വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും ബ്രാൻഡഡ് ഷോറൂംസ് അവർ അപ്രോച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു ഇത് ഒത്തിരി ബ്രാൻഡഡ് ഷോപ്സ് വന്നാൽ മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് പർച്ചേസ് ചെയ്യാൻ തന്നെ ഒരുപാട് ഓപ്ഷൻസ് കിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ഇപ്പോൾ വളരെ ഓപ്ഷൻസ് കുറവാണ്.
ബിസി ലൈഫായതുകൊണ്ട് ആർക്കും ഓടി നടക്കാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല ഓരോ കടകളിലായിട്ട്.
കണക്ക് നോക്കിയാൽ കൊള്ളാം, നല്ല കാര്യങ്ങൾ വികസനമൊക്കെ നല്ല കാര്യമാണ്. നമുക്ക്
പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഷോപ്പിംഗ് ബെനിഫിറ്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടോ എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ ഞാൻ മിക്കപ്പോഴും വാങ്ങിക്കുന്നത് പുറത്തുനിന്നായിരിക്കും, ഷോപ്പിംഗ് മോൾസിൽ നിന്നായിരിക്കില്ല.
I live in Bombay and shopping mall culture is highly prevalent in Bombay, and I do most of my shopping in malls, so I support it 100%.